We're doing the conference up in Delaware. You were telling me about your mastermind experience, and I thought it was so good that I wanted to capture it. Do you remember what you said as you were talking about the mastermind program?
I said that it was life changing, that I thought it would be like other programs I had taken, but yeah, I was wrong. It was life changing in the fact that it helped me to get over my fear of man, and it helped me to realize I had never heard about shaping influences, and that was the biggest change that I think occurred in my life. Was fear of man was huge, and I didn't really know. I didn't understand it. I just know that I always just reacted the way I reacted to everything. And so when I became a Christian, I learned to take every thought captive in my current circumstances. But as I was going through the program, it was like peeling layers off of me that I realized that my shaping influences, I just sort of wanted to put them behind me. And so I kind of like suppressed it, but I was like dealing with it, I thought. But then when I took the program, I cried, and there were tears of joy and tears of sadness that I had just now realized that stronghold that they had on me. And so as I peeled the layers, God peeled the layers, you peeled the layers, I started to realize that it's okay to look at your past and to examine it a little bit, to process it instead of just suppressing it like I had been doing. So, because I had some traumatic things happen to me as a child, and which I'm sure lots of people do. But what it did was it just helped me to make clearer decisions, to know when those thoughts are creeping in. But
Yeah, that's great. I think sometimes we can forget that, our relationship with God or God's awareness of us did not begin at regeneration.
absolutely.
God knew our story, and so he's in our past, even in our pre-regenerative past.
Yes.
And so to forget our pre-regenerative past is to forget, that God's
Mhm.
there and there's something in that that he wants us to learn. So shutting it down, shutting it off, or memory holding it
Yes.
is not the right approach because what the devil meant for evil, God meant for good. Hey, when you were taking it, you said it wasn't what you were expecting. Well, what were you expecting with the program?
Like the traditional, like book reading, writing papers, just getting through it, just learning and reading good things, but just taking it all in like I like to do. And then, but I didn't realize it was going to search my soul. It was so deep that I would cry every time I would come to the table and do my work. But it was amazing. The transformation, my decision making, my understanding, my awareness, my compassion for others has grown exponentially because now I realize that people do have the shaping influences, whereas before maybe I was more judgmental or just like get over it. Like I said to myself, just get over it, you're fine. But now I realize that process really helped to solidify. I don't know, just like you say before, I've heard it before too, like the breadcrumbs. Like don't forget about that. Go back and examine it and process it and realize that it was the devil meaning it for evil, but God meant it for good, and that he was with me since the beginning, not just once I was saved. And so I realized that everyone has that. And so it just made me have more compassion on others.
Yeah, I think
And
some courses can be like, as you say, book reading, which is really a passive exercise
yeah,
where you're just reading, but there's nobody being intentionally intrusive
right. That's good. Yes. That's what
into your
happens in
life.
this program.
Yeah, the book won't challenge you. So you recommend the mastermind program for others.
Absolutely. I don't regret it ever. I mean, I did, it was hard work in the fact that it was emotionally challenging and obviously book work challenging. But yeah, I would recommend it. I think that if you want to grow with Jesus and become closer and more like him, that you should take the mastermind program.